So parking can be really crazy at this Fort Lauderdale International Boat Show, FLIBS, where some places are actually charging you $40 to park. And I mean like on dirt, rocks, and things like that. Well, I just found out that right here, the Brightline parking garage, right next to the Brightline station, $8 the entire day. You go over here, you take a free shuttle over to the Riverside Hotel, and then a water taxi pass for all day is 12 bucks. So altogether, you're spending $20. So we're going out right here. I was told the shuttle buses come about every 15 minutes. So let's go hop on one and get over to the FLIBS. Today is Saturday. There's one more day left. I hope it's not as hot as the other days. Yep. All right. Some time. Yeah, this is nice. I just missed the water taxi, which is right there. They run about every 15-20 minutes. And honestly, this is I would say this is the best way to see the Fort Lauderdale Boat Show, get around. You're gonna see the boats from the water. Because again, when you're inside at the actual boat show, sometimes it's kind of hard to get a scope of how big the boats are because everything's pushed really tight together. So when you're on a water taxi and you're going by it, you can see everything from afar, see the really large boats in their entirety. So it's a pretty good way to do it. And it's fast and it's nice. And hey, it's thematic. You're here for a boat show, you're on a boat getting around. So by the way, as we're waiting, the crowd's getting larger. And this is the historic Stranahan House, which I have a video of when they have the Winterfest boat parade. I was here last year, Winterfest boat parade, and there was a whole VIP area right here. And they also had a tour of the house. So you can check out both of those videos. I'll put a link in the description. See what this looks like at night with all the holiday lights. What happened was they got a smaller water taxi ahead of the big one. It was supposed to be a big one that would get everybody off, but luckily I was in the front of the line. It's one of the first ones on here. The other people are gonna have to wait another 20-25 minutes. That sucks. This is transportation to the boat show from the Riverside Hotel. Once you're at the boat show, the water taxi is much faster to get from one point to another.
Please remain seated, especially while we're pulling away and docking over at Bahia Mar.
Connection to get to the convention center. They have signs marked, but right now this is a main hub, which is the Bahia Mar, Las Olas, and the Hall of Fame. So I'm going to convention center. Haven't seen that yet, so heading there now. So it's kind of like making connections like at a subway station or something, just with water. Section here is known as the Bahia Mar dock, and then just a little bit over that way is Hall of Fame, which is for the Swimming Hall of Fame. And down across there where you see that bridge, that's Las Olas Boulevard, and that makes up the third part of this section, which would be Las Olas dock. So now we're going over to the other four locations, which is going to be Convention Center, Hilton, Pier 66 and Super Yacht Village, but I'm heading to the convention center, go inside, see the smaller vessels that are under 40 feet, and we're gonna get to see some center consoles as well. And that you see on another video, I did a tour of the Steel Mansion Yacht. You'll see the full tour inside and on top. Very interesting. So one thing you're going to notice about this boat show, a lot of really big yachts. Even bigger than what you see at the Miami Yacht Show. And just, it's the largest boat show in the water in the world.
37 POV.
And this is what I was saying, it's really great to do the water taxi because when you're walking around out there on the docks, you can't even get a photograph of the entire boat. No matter which angle you go at, there's another boat blocking your view, you can't really see it. When you're here on the water, you're gonna see the biggest ones out here, and you just get these beautiful views like this. So $12 per person, all-day pass for the water taxi. Great way to get around and a great way to see the boats. I would say you have to do this. It wouldn't make any sense to not do the water taxi. I'm not quite sure why we're going this way. We're going to the convention center. Convention center's the other way. This is something I've been wanting to see over here.
If I were going to live in Fort Lauderdale.
This is another mansion on the water. This I remember they had last year, but I didn't get a chance to go to it. I think this looks like the same one that they had at the at Star Island. That was kind of a satellite thing they were doing as part of the Miami Yacht Show. If I'm right, this is a French designer based here in South Florida.
All right, I'm wrong.
So I would like to check this out as well. So we're making a U-turn and we are heading back. Being that we're on a larger water taxi, we needed to come out this far to make a U-turn.
Oh, there you go, South Florida all the way. Yachts, sun, and beautiful ladies on your boats. There you go. All right, so I would like to welcome everybody aboard the water taxi. This is the Fiesta. We are currently now heading to the convention center. That is where we're going to drop you guys off. Then we turn it back around and come back here to Bahia Mar, the main event area, to the barge. So as you guys are well aware, your wristbands are valid for all these little travels from the main barge, which is Bahia Mar, over to the convention center, as well as to the Super Yacht Village at Pier 66. In case you guys were not aware, this is the 60th annual Fort Lauderdale International Boat Show. We have on display approximately 1,500 vessels. We have brought together 52 countries for this boat show. There we go, everybody's having fun over there, see? We brought 52 countries together for this international boat show. Guys, we started setting up for this boat show in September. They start bringing in these floating docks, about 1,000 pieces of floating docks. It is about 6 to 7 miles of floating dock that is brought here. A lot of the yachts that are docked here during our regular season aside from boat show, if they're not participating in the boat show, guess what they have to do? Move. They are asked to move, and these people are paying anywhere from $10 to $15 per foot per night to have their boats and their yachts docked here. But if they're not participating in the boat show, they have to relocate to another spot. Remember, we started in September. Now, after the boat show, it takes them approximately about 3 weeks to break all that down. So now they got close to another month. So it's almost 3 months that they're away from their home or their own little setup area. That is Super Yacht Village on the left-hand side. That is one of their locations that you guys can get to. So So we're coming up to stop number Hilton Marina. That is where we're going to be dropping you guys, which is actually the convention center stop. You guys are in luck. We do have some cruise ships in port here this Saturday afternoon. Once this is all over, guys, that's it. Our high season is in full gear. We are at our high season, and we're on it all the way until April, May. All right, so Lauren and I are going to prepare to bring us into the dock here where we're going to be dropping you guys off. Please have fun, enjoy yourselves. Like I said, if you guys wanted to get to Super Yacht Village across the way, you have to catch one of those smaller boats that is going there, or to the 15th Street Fisheries, because all we do is turn her back around and head back to Bahia Mar. If you guys enjoyed a little bit of the narration that I gave you and some of the attention Ms. Laura gave to you and the navigating of Captain Dan through these waterways, any tips and gratuities you do leave us, we would deeply appreciate it. We love the fact that you guys chose the water taxi, which is the official transportation for the 60th Fort Lauderdale International Boat Show. Guys, have fun, take lots and lots of pictures. If anybody decides to buy a boat or yacht or something and you need some advice, Jack, Captain Dan, Lauren, and myself are here to help.
Based on that line.
Have fun, everybody, and welcome to the other part of the boat show.
Right there is the largest boat for the boat show, the Mad Summer, that you see right in there. It's owned by Jeff Sofer, son of Don Sofer, one of the main builders of Aventura, the Aventura Mall, Turnberry. Okay, we're here at the convention center. We get off. Big line to get back on. Hopefully not later. I was the last one off when I was getting off the platform, flew up in the air and then went down. So it kind of made a loud sound.
To the boat show, Bahia Mar, you need to be on this boat.
Oh, man. Pretty long line to get back on. Goes all the way here. And it seems like a bit of a walk. We got to walk down this whole section of the causeway to get to the convention center, which I think we can see. We can see it right there. So yeah, be prepared to do walking, even if you're taking transportation. The shuttle service, the vehicle shuttle service, like buses, is totally free to everybody that has a ticket for the boat show. So you're not going to pay any extra fee for that, and that's going to drop you off closer to a venue such as this, the convention center. But again, doing it that way, you're going to miss all those great views that the water taxi gives you. So if you're doing this for a few days, you might want to just do the water taxi for one day and use the shuttle service for the other days. It's totally up to you. But that's the two options you have for getting around from one portion of it to another. Okay, so actually not a long walk at all. So I guess this right here, there are probably multiple entrances. So this would be the one for the water taxi. So we're outside right here. Oh, let's see what they got over here. Look at this.
Mel in the water on the Sea-Bob. Sea-Bob's the electric water scooter, lithium-ion battery-powered scooter. It's no joke though, it's like a handheld jet ski. The Sea-Bob can pull you at speeds up to 14 miles an hour. You can also dive under the water. You're wearing scuba gear, you can dive as deep as 140 feet. I don't know why you want to go down that far, but you could. Have in the water the Aquabana Lounge and Sunshade. Aquabana is a new company, a brand new product that makes a whole big array of different ways to have a like a beach party out on the water. Inflatable platforms, tables built in. You can get a fan hanging from underneath that umbrella. It's a real hot day. Coming up in a few, we will be having
So let's see, there's different sections. Let's see what this is. Sailfish Pavilion. I saw this on the map. It's, I think it has maybe some waterfront section to it, maybe some boats on the water. I'm not sure yet. But we're in the Sailfish Pavilion. Oh, beautiful air-conditioned tent. It has been a very hot October, so air conditioning is very welcome. So all sorts of cool accessories here, floating docks, so forth. Okay, so I was wrong. There's no outside area for the Sailfish Pavilion. When I looked on a map, it made it look like there was.
Hey guys, my name's Eric with Electric Surfboards. We have the lift E-foil here today. This is a 5.0 board with a 170 wing. Your ride times are about 60 minutes. As the wings get bigger, your ride time increases, slows things down a little bit. You're looking at an hour and a half, maybe up to 2 hours with the largest 250 wing. It's battery powered, 2-hour recharge on that. It's Bluetooth remotely controlled. So when you're doing this, it's a lot easier to do this behind on an E-foil rather than behind on a boat. On a boat, you have a lot of different variables. With the E-foil, you just have the throttle. You're just focusing on balancing and flying. Here we have 2 latches. They basically come up, turn, and then you're inside. You'll see the control unit. This is water cooled. Water comes up from the mast as well as some signal cables from the motor. Those plug right into the control unit. Water comes through, dumps right out the bottom of the board. Everything's nice and cool. Battery fits in here. This is your data cable, and this is your battery connection. Goes in, plugs right in, right? So it's a very simple sort of 1 in, 2 cables. You're ready to rock and roll. There's nothing to it. Very quick setup. So put this together. You're in the water in less than 3 minutes. Very easy to set up. Okay? So coming down, that battery's about 30 pounds. The board's 30 pounds. Altogether 60 pounds. So pretty light considering, you know, you have almost a 2-hour runtime on an electric vehicle. 60 pounds isn't a big deal.
2-hour runtime, about what speed?
So now you're looking at with throttle use, depending on the foil configuration. As the foil gets bigger, so does things kind of slow down, but your ride is increased. It's a lot more efficient. It takes less energy to kind of get on foil. It increases the ride time. So yeah, the bigger foils probably around 24 miles an hour. The smaller foils go up to 28. You burn more juice there. That's the idea.
Cool. I'm going to show the bottom of this for people to see what's going on underneath it.
Absolutely. So here you have the mast. The mast is held onto the board by 4 bolts, very quick, and then the foil to the mast by 2 down here. The motor and the mast is the same in all the configurations, but you can change the board size and the wings for bigger riders. So we would put a 200 wing and a 5.6 board for someone that's around 200 to 250. And if they're a little heavier than that, we can go to a 6.2 with a 250 wing. That's great for schools, beginners, people that aren't as familiar with foiling. Very easy to get up on, and you can start foiling at a much lower speed. So you don't really have to be ripping to get it. You can go pretty slow, take your time. It's actually pretty easy. It looks harder than it looks, but you know, take a lesson with us. We'll get you flying in 45 minutes or less. I promise.
This is a Sailfish Pavilion, so it's this big tent that we're in, and it's also that water display area that we just saw. And now I'm going to head over to the main convention center itself. Last time I was here was 2 years ago for the SuperCon, and I'll put a link for that also. You can see what that looks like. Not that some people that are into boating might not be interested in that, but it is pretty cool. Interesting costumes and cosplay. So I heard that they're going to be closing this down for about 2 years to redo it and make it larger. That's kind of cool. There's a large wall here, water falling down it, and let's go inside. go. Oh, this feels good. It's air conditioned. So one strategy you might want to do if it happens to be really hot like it is this year, you might want to come to check out the convention center during the noon time, you know, when the sun is at its hottest, and cool off in here. And then, like, what I'm gonna do is do this, and then I'm gonna head back with water taxi back to the Bahia Mar, check all that stuff out till the end of today's show, and this way it puts me closer to the Riverside Hotel where I have to get back to, where I parked. So I'm going to switch now to maybe to the GoPro to get some shots where we could fit things like this in without getting this kind of a shot. I'll be able to fit everything in, so switching to GoPro.
We have a shark identification and behavior seminar. Shark butters seminar in 5 minutes in the middle lobby.
And let's maybe go take a look at what this shark thing is all about. And here's a map of the convention center. It's not nearly as big as like the Miami Beach Convention Center, so apparently that's why they're working on making this bigger for future shows such as this one. That's what I heard anyway. I haven't confirmed it, but it seemed like a reputable source. So let's see over here. You've got Island Map Store. You can find all sorts of maps. It's pretty cool. It makes some nice artwork to hang up on your wall. Give a maritime feel. And it's a beautiful convention center, by the way, the Fort Lauderdale one. I happen to like it very much. And I believe the parking garage is also for, there's a port there, Port Everglades, for cruise ships. So it has a dual purpose for the convention center and for the cruise ships. I see a Flanagan's listed over here. Flanagan's is a great restaurant here in South Florida. Which I'm seeing right there. And you have more food options inside the convention center. All sorts of things here. Also a pizzeria here. So this is also a good place to cool off and get something to eat for lunch. So let's see what we got here. Roast turkey sandwiches for $10, or portobello, and then you put your choice of toppings on it. So that's a nice healthy option. Beautiful aquariums here. Let me show this. Oh, look at that. There's Nemo.
That's what everybody says when they come by.
Look at this, how beautiful. That's Nemo.
He doesn't want to want the
And I see some jellies on the other side. I'm gonna go show those. Jellies are awesome. When they shine different lights on them, they get this bioluminescent effect. It's really cool. See if we got, is this open on both sides? Turtle shell. It's got like a leather back. Yeah, look at that. How beautiful that is. Oh, and you can see something, again, I know I'm plugging my other videos, so hey, you got to on YouTube. I have a video of the Sea Life Aquarium in Orlando, and they had really large jellyfish, and they had it like this where you could actually change the lights yourself to your liking. And yeah, it's kind of like this. It's beautiful. It's mesmerizing. Oh, that looks nice from this angle.
I do that probably because we're cash on. I don't know.
Okay, so we're gonna head over to see what that shark thing's all about and then go take some more look at the boats inside. And then this is the Winterfest I was talking about, so 2 years I've covered that. And I'll provide a link like I said. So it's right here, Blue Wild Seminar. So it's a seminar, different things including their Florida sharks. Let's just see what a seminar looks like for a moment. Okay.
Surrounded by muscle. Sharks, for our purposes now, I'm going to start teaching you how to identify them. Sharks can be pelagic, meaning deep ocean. Sharks can be coastal, which would be most of the sharks that we see when we're out there fishing or diving, or they can be on the reefs. Usually the reefs are more limited, but here in Florida we see all three. And then there are species that are either what's called ridgeback or non-ridgeback, and those of you who are fishermen might know the term, but this is what I'm talking about. You can differentiate certain species, and I'll show you in a moment what there are. Sir, I'm going to ask you not to record this.
That was strange. She said, "Sir, I'm going to ask you don't record this." I'm like thinking like, why are you giving like confidential information about sharks? Maybe there's like a shark conspiracy. I don't know, maybe he like represents the shark army, and I'm just going to tell you guys with that warning for me not to record it, maybe stay out of the water. I think the sharks are planning a revolution. I can't confirm it, but maybe. Baby shark, don't do 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 do. Baby shark, do 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 do. Baby shark, do 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 do. Baby shark. Well, that was a waste of time going for the sharks. Let's stick to the boats. Everglades. They're not bad for a show like this. The $8 mahi-mahi tacos sounds pretty good. I think I might go for that. Cold drinks. And there's also a full bar of drinks as well. Well, I wound up going for the po' boy instead. So the po' boy is $12. It's shrimp po' boy, and it comes with these nice chips. It's like, they look like plantains, but they told me they're not. They said they're like a home fry style. Let me see. Yeah, they're good. And the drinks are $4, and they give you a cup of ice. So I'm leaving the convention center now, and I'm going to be heading over to the Hilton Marina. I don't know if there's that many boats there. Some people seem to think it's not even part of the boat show, but it is. Oh, let's look at this. It's just some paddle boarding. So they're doing all different demonstrations here.
Paddleboard, catamaran style paddleboard. Super stable.
That's interesting.
My first time on a paddleboard. Haven't fallen off yet. That's a good sign.
This one uses pedals. I showed this at the Miami Boat Show, so it's like when this is moving, it's making those paddles go back and forth. Po' boy was pretty good, and those chips were actually excellent. And drink was a big, big drink. So now we're gonna head over across the way to the Hilton. Okay, now normally you walk this way to get back to the water taxi. I'm gonna cut through here under the overpass to the Hilton. I just wanna see what's over there. There's supposed to be something at the Hilton Marina. I think it's maybe those few mega yachts. There's one with a helicopter on it.